Greetings, exalted ones.
You are no match for me.
Hey guys, welcome back to another Killstreak breakdown video. Today's video is going to be featuring an 81 count Dooku killstreak I get on Naboo. In case you haven't seen my previous Dooku breakdown from a different map, the star cards I run use extra health regen, extra stamina with his lightsaber when blocking or swinging, and more damage on his duelist ability. So just a quick heads up guys, tomorrow's video is going to be a Yoda killstreak that I got literally in the game after this. So obviously, as you guys know, you play the light and the dark side. So I got a Yoda streak literally in this same lobby, like in the game after, if that makes sense to you guys. So I'll be breaking that one down tomorrow for you guys. So at least you'll get to see like a good way to attack and defend on Naboo in like the same type of lobby sort of thing. So anyways, getting into it, I've already got a quick few kills off the bat. Of this type of phase, and another one like the Kashyyyk one in phase 1, those type of phases are really good to get kills, because you can only do so much with the objectives. You basically just have to make sure they don't fire too much damage on your MTT. So pretty much you can just kill as many people as you see. You can push up as far as you can go. On a map like Naboo, there are a lot of different ways for the enemy to get past you, so don't be afraid to double back and check for enemies, because you're more likely to take damage when someone's behind you and you can't see them. That's when you're more likely to lose some health. Just heads up, if anyone doesn't know, with this duelist star card, it one-shots infantry except heavies and buffed officers with one hit, so that's just another thing to keep an eye out. So one thing you'll see, birds please, not too much. So a lot of what you'll see me do in this map, in particular, is you often see me double back. So I'll switch sides. I'll double back if I'm pretty far up, because there's always someone that's behind me. Because there's a lot of different ways for the enemy to go back. So you'll see me doing a lot of that. I can't explain that weird bouncy moment there, but one thing I don't see enough people take advantage of with Dooku is his 3 dashes. It really helps you close the gap better. So dashing diagonally. Doing the jump swing to get a tiny bit forward is another good thing to do. Obviously, you've got to be aware of the heroes, because often they get very thirsty and they go after you. Especially if they recognize your name, which people like me and a few other Aussie YouTubers, we kind of get recognized, so we often get people go after us a bit more. But that being said, like, heroes tend to just go for each other anyway, so thankfully I was able to get behind Luke there, which caused him to make a false move. You do have to be careful when you're swinging when they're shooting right at you head on, because without that regen card on Dooku, I would have lost a lot of max health there, so that's something to be careful of. It's a nice little deflective shot. So that's one thing you've got to be careful of. So that's why closing the gap, getting it on the side of them or behind them is preferably what you want to do. Like, basically what I'm trying to say is don't let them get a clean shot on you, pretty much. That's the idea. So as you see, like, we're already pretty far up on as far as we can go for now. So that's why I'm already doubling back, because you see up here, there's already groups of enemies here. So there's always going to be someone behind you, as well as trying to reiterate before. Even on the maps like Kashyyyk and stuff, there's always someone who can go behind you, so that's why I usually double back. See, if you want to get a lot of kills, obviously, you don't want to be stuck like waiting in one spot too long. You want to be on the move, so even though I'm doubling back, at least I'm on the move, so it's harder for them to predict where I am. So I'm already at a pretty good start. I'm on 20 or so kills here, 24 to be exact there. Obviously, like, if you want to get really high numbers, getting between like probably 30 to 50 kills in this first phase would really help you out with that. But obviously at this one, as I'm saying that, like, don't do anything stupid. Obviously I was very lucky there. If Anakin got his hits, he could have started stun locking me there, so I was pretty fortunate there. But yeah, but like I know I'm saying, like, getting like 20 or so kills, or like at least 30 in one phase. You don't have to like go all nuts to go and do that. You kind of just have to play at your own pace, and you kind of get used to the feel of the map, the best ways to take out enemies, etc., that type of thing. So yes, I'm saying if you want high numbers, that's good, but like, it's not always about the high numbers. Like, yeah, it looks cooler, but at the end of the day, if you end up losing and you get a high kill streak, then was it really worth it, you know? Like, I'd rather win and get a high kill streak, even if it means I die in the process, which I do die at the end here, but we ended up winning about a minute or two later, so at the end of the day, a kill streak's a kill streak, but obviously playing the objective is more important. Especially when I get into phase 2 and 3, that's when I'll really start trying my best to actually help us push through. But in this type of phase, you get a lot of free will, so it's pretty good to, you know, just go for as many kills as you can get. Obviously, I probably don't have to say this by now, but obviously for newer players, it might affect them a little more. Obviously, what you want to keep an eye out for is the mini-map in particular. I see a lot of people don't check that very often. In different times, I've been able to flank heroes relatively easy because they don't see the minimap and they don't see me there, but they don't look. And obviously, for most heroes, your dot's going to appear on the minimap, so just be aware of it. At least you'll see what heroes are trying to sneak on you and be real sneaky. Rip to that aerial. Yeah, so that's just another thing to keep an eye out for. Obviously, you've got to watch your health as well, because it can go down really quickly. So obviously, one thing I like to try and do, especially with Dooku, is get behind them especially when I got duelist active, because you do more damage from behind. Even if it's not an ability or like Dooku's, even if it's just normal swings, you get more damage from behind. One thing Twisted Jedi said, and here's some of his kill streak breakdowns, even with Jazza, is don't be afraid to play with the out of bounds area a little bit, as I was doing there, to get a few extra kills. Just got to be aware of how far you actually go up, and obviously the timer when you go out of bounds. So as you can see, they've got 44 kills in this first phase. That's it puts you in pretty good stead if you really want that high number. As I said before, playing the objective is really important. So obviously, in this type of phase, it can be very tricky. I'll just try and find little openings that I can get, even if the heroes start coming my way. At least the team slowly comes with me. Thankfully, this Maul was smart and came in pretty quickly with me there. So, like, you won't, very rarely will you see me actually do the objective like that. You'll see me, like, I'll do this quite often. Like, I'll tap the objective just to try and let my team know that we're in there. Now, because Maul did die, but at least he was in here pushing the objective with me, so you can't fault him for like that. So if that Maul player ever sees this, man, good job playing the objective. Sad that you died, but you pretty much were probably the main reason that we actually started capping these, because we went in pretty quick before the enemy can set up. That's one thing you like to try and do, because the longer it takes, the more time they have to set up and the harder it is for you to get in. So one thing that my team definitely did very well here is oh, there go the birds. They just flew in the curtain, so sorry about that. So one thing that's really good to do is attack both objectives. So even if you're in one, if your team can do the other one as well, then that's really important as well. This poor Anakin is being stuck out of bounds, but he does make it as the door opens. Sometimes getting through that phase is important really quickly, even if you don't get as many kills, just to keep the game going for you. And obviously, as I said before, playing the objective, it's way more rewarding if you actually win, or if you at least make them earn it, I guess. So obviously, we're still sitting at pretty good kills here. I think that says 65, I'm pretty sure. I'm sitting a bit back, so I can't fully see. So you see me do the similar thing to what I did in phase 1, doubling back to, because there's always someone who goes past you. Thankfully, thanks to Dooku's good regen, I'm able to keep my health up pretty high. I hope you don't mind the birds chirping too much. They just flew on the curtain, so they're a little bit hyper at the moment. That Dooku really had no idea. I mean, not Dooku, that Luke had no idea. So obviously one thing that's really important to do, especially in this phase, because like there's obviously the stairways are on both sides. They're parallel stairways. So just trying to pretty much these rooms are like symmetrical. That's what I was trying to look for. So if you can't get in straight away, don't panic. Try and find a different avenue to push in. Obviously, if it takes you a bit longer, be wary of the tickets. Obviously, I could have lost way more health there, but a key thing that I did lose about half my health by the time I got out here. But one thing that was really important that actually probably saved my life there was but yes, I was swinging at multiple enemies, but the fact I didn't stay focused on one too long swinging and overextending is probably what kept me alive there. That loot kill was nice. I did mention before that not seeing someone who's behind you is actually kind of half what got me in the end, but at the same time, it happened really quickly. I'll talk about it when it gets there, but obviously I'm just helping my team lead the push here, because like this objective can be very contested real quick. So like we've already lost half our tickets, and yeah, we're still doing pretty well pushing. So once you do start pushing, I just float around the outsides of the objective, watch the doors. So right here is it here? Yeah, it's here. So the shock trap came out of nowhere. By the time I get up, I lost half my health from a few explosives, then Han finishes me there. So just keep an eye on what's behind you and whatnot. Unfortunate death there, but what can you do? So as I mentioned before, obviously if you lose track of what's behind you, that's where you get killed. But it was a little unfortunate there. Like I legit did not see him throw that shock trap, the ARC trooper. He must have thrown it prior, so by the time I got up, I pretty much lost all my health just about. That's also the thing, like your killstreak can end that quickly, even if it's like the tiniest of little errors or something you didn't quite foresee. But it was a pretty good run. As I said, we did win earlier in the, as I said earlier in the video, we did win pretty much like a minute or two later. So at the end of the day, I was pretty happy with the streak. The idea for me is pretty much just to make sure we actually push through and do the best we can. So regardless of what my numbers is, you guys will often see me do my best to attack or defend the objectives, because at the end of the day, that's what this game is. Like, you're not going to win if you don't play the objective. Like, I've seen a lot of those big kill streakers, they don't always play the objective, and obviously that's how they play, but that's not how I like to play. So so what you'll see is obviously a lot more objective play on this channel. I'm not trying to disrespect the kill streakers or anything, so don't assume that. I'm just pointing out that they just play a little differently to me. But yeah, at least you guys will know what to expect on my channel. So a lot of objective play. So even though I got a really high streak there, at the end of the day, my teammates did pretty well with me as well, and we were able to take the room. So without dragging this out too long, I am going to get out of here. Stay tuned for the Yoda killstreak breakdown tomorrow. That was literally the game after this streak. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.